Okay, so I've been debating on whether I should make this video for a little bit over a year now. For a little bit over a year, I've been kind of thinking about it. Did I do the right thing, or, did I make a big mistake? So in this video, I'll tell you guys what exactly I did and if I regret it or not. And yeah, so just like any other, relationships, it's better to, get all the details out of the way and just pull the Band-Aid and get it over with and get a lot of things off my shoulder. Hey guys, my name is Chris, and this is why I switched from Nikon to Sony. I came from a background where, more megapixels means I have more room to play with. Basically, it's, that mentality of, being able to, or having that option to be able to crop your images and still be printable. If you guys know me, I like printing my work. I like, making big prints and hang them up on the wall, or making photo books out of them. And for me, I would not tell somebody to get a camera just because it has more megapixels. I would tell them, see what you're gonna do with your photos first, and then decide on what camera is best for you. Now, I've been a Nikon guy since early 2000s, so like around 2003, like around, freshman college, and I just stuck with it. I had a Nikon N75, which I still have. This thing is a film camera, film SLR. It's not even a DSLR, it's an SLR. And, a lot of digital cameras these days are based on these guys, the good old SLRs. So, the next 17 years, I just stuck with Nikon. I loved how, Nikon cameras have these color to them and HDR. As camera models progressed, there has been a lot of improvements in between the models. My first digital camera was a D80, which I still have. I have the D5300, the D7500, D810, and up until the D850, which was actually my favorite Nikon camera ever. This thing was a beast. It had 46 megapixels. It shot in the dark really well. High dynamic range. It was a good all-around camera. But about a year ago, Nikon decided to compete with Sony and go the mirrorless route. So if you guys remember very well the Nikon history of cameras, Nikon's Z line is not their first mirrorless. They actually came out a few years back with the Nikon 1. Now, the Nikon 1 was actually a pretty decent camera. I personally had the Nikon 1 J5, which had 20 megapixels, and it's done great for me. It's allowed me to, capture some great photos. I'm not sure why it took them so long to, go fully into the mirrorless pretty much genre. So when I made my decision to finally break up with Nikon, I had the D850. Now, before I had the D850, I had the D810. Around that time was when, the D810 was in competition with the Sony A7R III. Now, I would go to camera stores or, your regular Best Buy, and at that time, I was already thinking, the Sony A7R III was actually a really good camera at the time. It had 42 megapixels, and, back then, Nikon had nothing like that. And then they came out with the D850, which had 46 megapixels. So right around that time, Nikon was still safe, aside from people who just wanted to shoot mirrorless, the mirrorless route. But again, Sony had to do it. Sony had to come out with the A7R IV. Now, Nikon's answer to it was the Nikon Z. What they did was pretty much take what they had with the Nikon D850 and put it in the Nikon Z. Now, what does that mean? It means same resolution, same, which, resolution for me is the most important thing, at least not the most important. It's important for me because, again, like I said, my priority is to having that, being able to crop if I had to. I almost never crop, only when when I'm trying to print or there's certain things I just, anyway. Sony had the A7R4. Nikon came out with the Nikon Z. Comparing the two, Sony had 62 megapixels, or 61, 62, whatever, 46. Now, you do the math. So, just by that aspect alone, I made the jump. Now, was it a stupid, thing to base my, decision on? Oh, absolutely. Am I sorry? Absolutely not. Why? Here's why. Now, I've never tried the Nikon Z. I haven't. But reading the reviews online, it's okay. It's something that Sony has already pretty much, perfected. That's just my honest opinion. And, for you guys that are kind of like hardcore Nikons still, I'm sorry. I love Nikon. Just, don't get mad. But Sony was just a better, or at least is for me, just a better camera. Was it a big financial mistake? Probably, I had to sell all my cameras, all my lens just to get pretty much a body and 2 other lenses for the Sony. That's crazy. But, like I said, am I sorry? No. The Sony cameras just feels better. It feels a lot lighter. It feels a lot more well built than the Nikons. It's sturdier. It's just computers faster. It focuses quick. The lenses are stupid quick. Like, it's not only stupid quick, but it's also stupid silent. So what did it for me, and which actually finalized my decision, was Nikon had switched their lens mounts. Now, is it a big deal? Probably not. Honestly, I don't think so. But this means that I had to get a converter for all my lenses to the new Z body. And for me, that was just a no-no. If I was going to get a body, again, if I was going to do that, right, I could have just gotten the Sony body, get a converter for my Nikon lenses. It would have been the same thing. So, you know what? I thought it was best to kind of like, it's a fresh start. I was actually starting to lean over, the mirrorless route anyway, and I don't think that, since Nikon hasn't fully, gotten on the bandwagon when it comes to mirrorless, they're still perfecting it. Their Z2 line right now, it's still only at 45 megapixels. Explanation, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, we have the technology. But comparing the two, comparing the specs on the Z line and even the Nikon D850, which I don't get it. The D850 still sells brand new at $3,000. The A7R4, which is like a year later, is also selling at $3,000. So again, if you are, getting into photography and you want to get, one of these giants of cameras, then your Sony is a lot better. Like, I've been using the Sony A7R4 for over a year now, and I love it. I rarely miss a shot. It's just, all around a better camera than the D850. So if you're going to get one of the two, $299, or not $299, $2,999 versus $2,999, which way are you going to go? Now, the Z7 is also selling at $3,000 without the adapter. With the adapter, places are selling it for $3,200. Like I get it. Nikon is going into that mirrorless, and they had to do it. They had to change the lens mount just to make sure, like, so that it all works, and that's why you need an adapter. Like, I get that, but again, I actually think that an adapter is just like another thing that could go wrong on your camera. It's bad enough that you have to carry another piece of equipment that could potentially mess up. So if you don't have that and it breaks, like you're pretty much screwed. Unless you have a native lens, you're out of luck. Am I gonna miss the Nikon? Yes, I am. I'm gonna miss the colors. I'm gonna miss the high dynamic range. I'm just gonna, miss the DSLR, just the quality of the DSLRs versus, the potential of getting banding on the mirrorless. As far as trade-offs, am I sorry? No. Like, I get better photos with the Sony A7R4, even the A7R3, which I also have. Lenses, though, am I going to be sorry about that part? Yes, because the Sony lenses are expensive as. Now, is it justified for a lens to cost $3,000? In what world does a lens cost, or does a lens should cost $3,000? Like, Sony, you guys are crazy about that. But you guys are cool. I like your camera bodies. So hopefully Tamron and Sigma comes up with, keeps on doing their thing and providing consumers with non-OEM lenses. So far, when it comes to mirrorless, Sony is still leading the game, in my opinion. When it comes to quality of images and that kind of stuff, I think Nikon still has that reign when it comes to just the quality, like deep down to the pixels of your images. Nikon is still leading there. Is it worth the trade-off for the little niches that each of these brands have? It all depends on the photographer, and that's the thing. It depends on you guys. Like, what they're putting out needs to cater to you guys, the photographers, the clients also. And pretty much, budget-wise, it's a tough economy right now, especially the last 11 months. So yeah, what do you think? Do you think it was a stupid decision to jump from Sony to Nikon, or should I just stuck with a Nikon? If you're one of those photographers or videographers that has been loyal to one brand, leave in the comments below, what you did, what reasons why you switched over. For you guys that are kind of like, okay, you should have done that, blah, blah, you're crazy, and that kind of stuff. I want to hear that too. Sure, why not? That's it. Catch you guys in the next video. See ya. Oof. Felt like just like a lot of weight has been, lifted off my shoulders, Like, nice to get it out of my chest. I'm sorry, Nikon. I'm gonna miss you. You've been great.